Hello, everyone, and welcome to Irene's Treasure Tales. Every May, college campuses across America turn into complete gold mines. When the semester ends and the dorms force everyone out within the 48 hours, students panic. Instead of packing, they just throw incredible, perfectly good items into the industrial dumpsters. Today's story follows three friends, Jake, Miles, and Sarah, all college sophomores at a major university in Atlanta, Georgia. Jake had seen the move out madness for 2 years, but he had never actually gone diving. This year, his buddy Miles showed up with an empty pickup truck and they decided to see what they could score before the sun came up. They thought they were just going to find some free microwaves and maybe a few textbooks. They had absolutely no idea that their final discovery of the morning, three unmarked black boxes, was hiding a secret so dangerous it would almost land all three of them in a federal prison. Wow. I'm really curious what this story brings to us today. It was 7 a.m. The campus was completely dead, blanketed in the thick, humid Georgia morning fog. The three friends, dressed in oversized college hoodies and jeans, pulled the truck up to a massive green dumpster behind the South Campus dorms. At first, it was exactly what you'd expect. A chaotic mountain of plastic storage bins, desk lamp, and broken futons. Miles hopped in and easily passed down a working mini fridge, but then Sarah spotted something incredible. A brand new Keurig coffee maker still sitting in its original retail box. There was just one problem. It was wedged tight underneath a foul-smelling, leaking black garbage bag full of rotting Dunning Whole food. Ew, disgusting. If they pulled too hard, the bag would rip and ruin the coffee maker and their clothes. Jake had to find a broken broom handle in the pile and carefully use it as a lever to lift the heavy, gross bag while Sarah gently slid the Keurig out. It was a solid practical score for their college apartment, but honestly, it was nothing out of the ordinary. They loaded up and got ready to drive to the next building. I mean, the first dumpster feels really disgusting. Before Miles could put the truck in drive, Jake noticed something strange out of the corner of his eye. So deep underneath a pile of stained, discarded mattresses was the heavy black strap of a backpack. Jake walked over and gave it a tug, but it was stuck. He pulled harder, dragging a heavy, rigid, tactical backpack out from the debris. It didn't look like a normal student's North Face backpack. It was military grade with reinforced compartments. If I saw something like that, I really wouldn't touch. If it's a real military bag, who knows what could be inside? It could be dangerous. Just as Jake unzipped the first pocket, the distinct whine of an electric motor echoed off the brick buildings. A white campus security golf cart was slowly rolling around the corner, heading straight for the dumpsters. If security caught them digging through the bins, they could get slapped with a massive fine or even academic probation. Act normal, Sarah hissed. Jack quickly kicked the backpack behind his legs, and all three of them pretended to be aggressively searching the ground for a lost set of car keys. The security guard slowed down, gave them a long, suspicious glare, and finally rolled past. Breathing heavy, Jake pulled the bag back out and fully open. The three friends stood in complete silence. Inside, wrapped haphazardly in a t-shirt, was a pristine Dell XPS laptop. Next to it was 1 TB external hard drive, a pair of expensive Sony noise-canceling headphones in their case, and a brand new iPad in a rock drop-proof cover. They pressed the power buttons, everything turned on, everything worked perfectly. Wow, this is really a good findings, but as I said, I would not touch it. They got lucky. It was no grenades or the guns or something that could be illegal and they could get in prison for it. But it mentioned that they were like one step out of the getting into the federal prison, so I guess they might find something even more than that. Miles was the first one to say what they were all thinking. Who throws away a working iPad? You don't accidentally drop a tactical bag full of premium electronics under a pile of mattresses. This wasn't forgotten trash. This was something dumping their digital life in an absolute panic. What if someone hid this in a dumpster so someone else could pick it up because no one would, dive into disgusting dumpster with all that trash? So there should be something. The vibe in truck completely changed. The thrill of finding a free coffee maker was gone, replaced by a heavy, creeping sense of paranoia. True. They decided to hit one last spot, the dumpster behind the main academic and administrative building. This wasn't a dorm, students didn't live here. When they pulled up, the dumpster itself was empty, but sitting on the ground, pushed neatly against the cold concrete wall, were three identical black hardshell cases. They were heavy plastic pelican style cases with a thick metal latches. There were no college inventory barcodes, no student name tags, absolutely zero markings. Sarah took one step back. Don't touch them, let's just go. But curiosity is a dangerous thing. Miles crouched down and popped the metal latches on the first case. It was packed with thousands of dollars of professional private video surveillance gear, hidden cameras, a gimbal, and ultra-sensitive microphones tucked into the custom-cut foam. It's a serious thing. Jake knelt down and popped the second case. Inside wasn't equipment, it was a massive stack of thick sealed envelopes bound tightly with the rubber bands. Written on the outside of every single envelope in black marker was a first name, followed by a specific 4-digit number. No addresses, just names and numbers. They found something really like they shouldn't touch. Should have not touched. I would just, I don't know, I guess I would call it police or something. Guys, what would you do? Please share in the comments your thoughts. What would you do in this situation? I really wouldn't touch it. Jake immediately pulled out his iPhone and started rapidly taking photos of the setup before moving anything. Miles reached for the third case. He grabbed the latch, but it didn't budge. The third case was secured with a heavy-duty integrated combination lock. Sarah was constantly checking the empty parking lot, her heart racing. Miles, load them up now. We need to leave. They threw the three heavy cases into the back of the pickup, threw a tarp over them, and sped off campus at exactly 8 a.m. The entire drive back to their apartment, nobody said a word. They had a truck full of surveillance gear, encrypted lists, and logbooks that clearly belonged to someone who did not want to be found. Why were they sitting outside an administrative building at the crack of dawn on the last day of the semester? I wonder too. They took a bolt cutter to the third case later that night in the living room. As for what was actually inside that final locked box, some things are better left unsaid. Let's just say it was the kind of discovery that makes you hire a very expensive lawyer before you ever even think about calling the police. And all three of them almost spent the next 10 years in a federal prison because of it. Sometimes the best thing you can find in the trash is nothing at all. I mean, this is the end of the story. I don't really get the ending. Do you guys have an idea what could they found in a third case? There's definitely, as I said, I would just straight away call the police and didn't touch anything because it's really like suspicious. But that's the story. Let me know in the comments if you like it or not, your ideas, your thoughts, what it could be there. And if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And see you later. Bye.